Do you still believe the death penalty is the correct punishment?
Absolutely. I haven't wavered from that. In fact, I feel stronger about that today than I did yesterday, and stronger about that, than the day before that. I do feel strongly in the death penalty for this case, and I believe there's a justice system for a reason, and I support the prosecution's, going after that, and I'm going to be really upset if he doesn't get the death penalty.
An emotional plea from one of the victims of the Boston bombing appearing on CNN recently as the jury in Boston contemplates whether Dzhokhar Tsarnaev will in fact receive the death penalty. The prosecution is seeking capital punishment for Tsarnaev, but the jury must make a unanimous decision for that to happen. However, views among the victims vary. Some say they would strongly prefer life without parole, while others, as you just heard, want to see the death penalty. Joining us now for more on this story, criminal defense attorney Geoffrey Nathan, Skyping in from Boston. Geoffrey, we've retraced the history of capital punishment in Massachusetts before. This is a federal case. The death penalty can apply. What do you think is going to happen with this jury?
They're going to deliberate for approximately 2 days after the close of the defense case and come back with a decision to execute Tsarnaev as being the only meet and just penalty, in my opinion, is going to be the verdict in this matter.
Now, prosecutors showed the jury footage of Tsarnaev offering what we might call the one-fingered salute to a security camera in his jail cell 3 months after the bombing. Is this particular expression of contempt the proverbial straw that could break the camel's back with some of these jurors in terms of weighing in to go for capital punishment?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, I've been quoted in the papers here as saying that it's the nail in the coffin. So that's the words that I would put on it. Let me tell you, sometimes, your client could be your own worst enemy when you're in battle in the heat of a trial, and all of a sudden they spring this stuff on you. And, you can try to move to exclude it by the way of a motion to the judge. And in this circumstance, the guy's in custody. He knows he's on candid camera. So the thing came in, and it just is going to hook him. And they're going to stick a needle in him, mostly because of it, to tell you the truth.
There is another family member, ironically, who has offered her criticism of the American justice system. That would be the mother of the Tsarnaev brothers. Does that motherly scorn for the American criminal justice system also figure into this?
Now, that's going to be excluded. The judge is already admonished this jury over and over and over not to take into consideration anything they may hear through the grapevine, any extraneous information, statements that you and I make, etc., are not admissible to this jury. As a consequence, the mother's statement that she doesn't like what's going on in the United States courtrooms, I mean, God bless her, she should just leave and take her whole family with her. But in the meanwhile, no, the jury can't consider what she wants.
Give me 30 seconds. If you were his defense attorney making the argument to the jury, what would you say?
I'd say, look, clearly this client wants to live. He wants to live in a cage that's going to be about 4 feet by 3 feet. He's going to have no contact with human beings from the outside world for the rest of his life. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it's a lot cheaper for us to lock him up in this fashion. If you give him the death penalty, we're going to appeal. It's going to go on for decades. It's going to cost millions of dollars. And so given the fact that it's cheaper to lock him away and no one will ever hear from him again, that's the meet and appropriate justice in this matter.
All right, the defense will rest right there, but there's one question we want to get to, Geoffrey, before we let you go. A new bill in the works that would stop the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms from asking gun owners about race or ethnicity before obtaining a firearm. Why should gun purchasers have to tail the ATF if they're black or white?
Well, if they're doing that, I don't think that they should. I think it's overwhelmingly prejudicial to the applicants, and there's no basis at law. There's no state interest in determining whether or not someone's black or white when they're applying for a firearm.
Geoffrey Nathan, noted criminal defense attorney from the great city of Boston. Sir, we thank you for your time. Now, if it please the court, or if it please your viewing schedule, a big announcement. We are moving to prime time next week. And with a new time, a new name. Join me Tuesday, April 28th. That's next Tuesday for the premiere of Newsmax Prime, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 5 o'clock p.m. in the West, plus a repeat at 8 o'clock Pacific Time. We'll be looking for you then next Tuesday, and America's Forum will continue right after this.